Hi, my name is Sofia Rojas, and I'm applying for the Douglass-O'Connell Global Internship. I'm currently a first-year student at Barnard College of Columbia University, intending to study political science and possibly on the law track. I'm most inspired by Frederick Douglass and Daniel O'Connell because of how they approach their advocacy of human rights. They did not restrict themselves to injustices concerned with their own race, gender, or class. They understood the crucial significance of viewing these distinctions not as cause for separation, but as reason for unification. We have a greater chance of eradicating inequity if we follow suit with Douglass and O'Connell and step outside the limiting bounds of individual struggle. I was especially touched by the words of Daniel O'Connell in a speech he provided in Ireland. He said, "My sympathy with distress is not confined within the narrow bounds of my own green island. No, it extends itself to every corner of the earth. We cannot reserve our compassion to the communities we claim." O'Connell was a white man who advocated for the abolition of slavery. Although O'Connell had no claim to this community, he had compassion, courage, and the passion for constructing a more inclusive world. I am motivated in the pursuit of that same commitment. From this international work experience, I hope to broaden my scope past my little corner of the earth. I hope to continue my exploration of institutional policies and their effect on underprivileged communities, but in the context of another nation like Ireland. I also hope to form intergenerational bonds, as I have done so far through my participation in the Glamour Gals Foundation and advocacy of senior isolation. While I'm separated from the seniors I visit in terms of age, the bonds I have formed have created a community of unity and understanding. Douglass was 27 when he met 70-year-old O'Connell. Their intergenerational bond impacted the life of Douglass and his own identity as an agent of social change. But how will I leverage this experience in the future? I was raised by a single Hispanic immigrant mother who instilled within me the importance of never facing limitations in terms of my education. This experience will ensure I take advantage of the transformative educational opportunities provided and allow me to secure many more in the future. Being able to gain real work experience in a foreign country and, more importantly, in a subject I'm interested in will allow me to narrow the field in political science I will pursue. It will further catalyze my desire to serve others. I was met with my most difficult leadership challenge while serving as a Sunday school volunteer at my Catholic church. There, I met a student who I immediately observed did not speak English. The leader of the school's activities assigned me as her translator since I was the only member on staff that spoke Spanish. While other students confidently raised their hands to engage with class material, my student was unable to do so given the limitations of her English course materials. I was raised to believe long-standing institutions such as the church were righteous and capable of injustice, and yet in an environment that preached compassion and equity, I began to observe disparities in the quality of education offered to immigrant children. The church's ignorance, coupled with language barriers, served as forces to silence the Spanish-speaking population. I was tasked with translating their needs to the leader of the school. Together, we acquired Spanish translations of the course materials and distributed them to the students. Reflecting on this, I recalled how Douglass taught himself and other enslaved peoples how to read and write using the Bible. He too understood the importance of necessary and equal educational resources. When met with a viewpoint contrary to my own, I think it's important to facilitate a discussion rather than an argument. Arguments leave both parties invalidating the other's point of view. When I find myself in these situations, I listen. It can be difficult to listen to a viewpoint that differs greatly from your own, but I find it equally as important to understand how others form their different perspectives. Sometimes contrary viewpoints are a result of ignorance, like my experience with my church. It is also important to not allow contrary viewpoints to undermine your own ideologies. I learned I could not let the preferences of others dictate my actions and beliefs, and to furthermore, never force my preferences or opinions onto others. Douglass and O'Connell never forced their beliefs upon others, even while their adversaries did. They simply spoke of a world they desired to come to fruition, and the power of their words was able to captivate the shared sentiments of the people they spoke to and rally them while doing so. I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity and to be considered for the internship. Thank you for your time.